Hello friends, Jai Shri Ram. Today we are going to discuss about the Waqf amendments that Modi cabinet is willing to bring. Now let us see whether he sticks up to this commitment. If it does that, it's a good amendment, but it is too little and too late. So first of all, let me start with the news. On Friday, that means on 2nd of August 2024, Modi cabinet approved a total of 40 amendments to the Waqf Act 1995. Major amendments include Waqf Board should not be allowed to claim properties arbitrarily. Every claim of the Waqf Board should be mandatorily verified. District magistrate should be included in the Waqf's work. Older disputed properties can also be contested again. And women representation should increase in the Waqf boards. So all these are very basic things. We should have already had these things if such a Waqf Act was created. Besides, the Waqf Act itself was not needed. Many people say that why are you giving this special treatment only to Muslims in this country? So let us come to that. So that is the news. Now that's the long and short of it. Now I'm going to explain you every little concept about what is Waqf and why is it under the public criticism. And then is Modi Sarkar really willing to do something or it is just a hogwash? Let us see that towards the end of the video. So the basic concepts are as follows. Waqf means movable or immovable property donated to Islam. Means Allah ki property, Allah's property, Islamic property. So somebody must have donated that property for the religion of Islam. So in common man's words, we can call it as Islamic endowment. Endowment means a property donated for a religion. Now, such properties are regulated by the state Waqf boards in India, which in turn work under the guidance of national level Waqf board. Okay, so there are state level Waqf boards also, and there is a national level Waqf board also. That national level Waqf board, some people call it as central Waqf board, some people call it as the Waqf council, and in the news media, mainly you must be hearing Sunni Waqf board. So that Sunni Waqf board is that central level Waqf board. Got the idea? Now, any dispute about the land has to be settled in Waqf tribunals. The land disputes cannot go to courts. They have to be settled in the Waqf tribunals. And if a Waqf property is to be sold, then an NOC, that is no objection certificate, has to be sought from the Waqf board having authority in that region. Okay. Now, history of Waqf in India. So Waqf is a very old concept. It dates back to the time of Prophet Muhammad. So ever since the onset of Islam, this concept of Waqf is there. It first got validation from the British government in 1913 when they enacted Musalman Waqf Validating Act 1913. Okay. Then the Waqf Act 1954, when Nehru was in power, introduced Central Waqf Council. So this came into existence in 1954 when Nehru was in power. After that, many a times it got amended, like in 1959, 64, 69, 84, and the final amendment was in 1995. So whatever is in rule at the moment is 1995 Waqf Act. Okay, so let us see that act in detail. The Waqf Act 1995 is a legislation enacted by the Indian Parliament to regulate and manage Waqfs, that is Islamic charitable trusts in India. A Waqf is a permanent dedication of immovable or movable property for religious, pious or charitable purposes as recognized under Muslim law. Waqf boards. What are Waqf boards? The Act establishes Waqf boards in each state to manage and administer Waqfs. What is Waqf? Waqf is this Allah ki property, that is Waqf. So to manage that, whatever board is there, that is called as Waqf boards. They are established in every state. These boards are responsible for surveying the Waqf properties, collecting information and ensuring proper administration of these Waqf properties. I'm explaining every little concept in this act. Then what are tribunals? The act establishes Waqf tribunals to decide disputes related to Waqf properties. Okay, so whenever there's a dispute, now see, Waqf board might say, okay, this property is mine. And somebody might say that, no, that is not yours. It has always been with me, my family. So then there is a dispute, right? So where will these disputes be settled? As per this act, the disputes have to be settled in Waqf tribunals. Tribunal means court. So Waqf has its own court, and there only you have to settle these disputes. You cannot go to normal judicial courts. You cannot go to basic court. See, basically every human being, especially in democracy, they have right to court. They can always move into court. They can go to court for seeking justice. But here, if there is a land dispute between you and the Waqf board, then it has to be settled in Waqf tribunal. Here also you have right to justice, but then the justice is also being done by Waqf. So the same person is judge, jury, and executor. He is party to the dispute, they are party to the dispute, and still they are the judges as well. So that is Waqf Act for you, 1995. And that's why it really requires an overhaul. It has to be changed. All that act itself should be scrapped now. Central Waqf Council, that is Sunni Waqf Board. The act establishes a central Waqf Council to advise the central government, state governments, and Waqf boards on matters related to Waqf administration. Okay, so these are all the concepts about Waqf Act 1995. Now here the tribunals part is really problematic, and that's why I explained it to you that, how can you say that if there's a dispute of land, how can Waqf be assigned the responsibility to give justice in that regard, because it is party to the dispute. So let us discuss further more about this. So as per this 1995 Waqf Act, how are settlements of land disputes done? See this now. A Waqf board can claim properties solely based on its thinking. It does not have to prove the ownership. Okay, just if the Waqf says that, okay, Muslims have been offering namaz on this whatever they have, right, on the roadside. So then okay, this place then belongs to the Waqf. It's a Waqf property. So if the Waqf board says that, then that's how it is. They don't have to prove that this land belonged to the Muslims, or who does the land belong to, by the way. A Waqf board doesn't have to give any proof. This is what this act says. They just have to place their finger on whichever land they want, and they can say, okay, this is Waqf property. That's it. They can do that. If Waqf board claims a property, then the owner can't go to the court. Okay, owner of the property can only approach Waqf tribunal. Owner has to prove that they own that property, and again, to whom? To the Waqf tribunal only. And the owner has to expect that maybe they'll do justice towards him. Then Waqf board can just claim it. Okay, Waqf board can just claim that, okay, we believe that this land is a Waqf property. Okay, or this building is a Waqf property, this room is a Waqf property, any property, movable, immovable, they can say, okay, this is Waqf property. And then the actual owner of that, or whosoever thinks that they are actual owner of that land or property, they have to prove. The burden of proving is on them. They know you are the legitimate owner and not the Waqf board. The decision of the Waqf, if the Waqf tribunal is not satisfied, that means if the tribunal thinks that no, Waqf board is speaking the truth and you are not speaking the truth, then in that case, the owner can be asked to vacate the land or whichever property they are disputing about. Decision of the Waqf tribunal will be final and binding. It cannot be challenged in any court. It is binding. No court in India, including the Honorable Supreme Court of India, can challenge the judgment of Waqf Tribunal. These are the rights given in Waqf Act 1995. And if you were oblivious, if you didn't even know that such a thing exists in India, then please keep watching my videos. You should be watching my videos. And this is the source. This is the YouTube video which has really compiled it very well, and that's how I'm giving it. Actually, this is that video. I'll show it to you. Very, very nice video. After seeing this video, see this video as well, given by Times Now. Very, very nice video. Now, what is the criticism? Obviously, criticism is exclusivity. The act is only about Muslims. Why give so much of excessive importance to Muslims, and why not to all the other religions in India? Like, for example, Hindus. This act does not speak about Hindus. This act does not speak about Christians. This act does not speak about Sikhs, Parsis, Jains, Buddhists, Jews. It doesn't speak about anyone. All these are citizens of India, by the way. Now, Parsis, it doesn't even speak about them. So, and many of them are actually minorities, except Hindus and Buddhists. All the other communities that I just mentioned are minorities. Now, this act was brought, or ever since Nehru brought it and everybody else refined it, and then under P.V. Narasimha Rao in 1995, this final amendment was done, and a lot of rights were given to Waqf boards. All this was done under the pretext that Article 30 of our constitution says that the minorities should be protected. So if minorities are to be protected, aren't Jews minorities? Aren't Parsis minorities? Aren't Christians minorities? Aren't Sikhs, Jains, all these people, aren't these minorities? Don't you think these people are minorities? Don't you think that this, even if you're making this kind of an act, then why not make an act for all of them? Create one act for all of them, or create a cumulative act for all these minorities. You didn't do that. This act creation was fully Muslim appeasement tactic, nothing else. Congress has been doing it for a very long time. Thanks to Modi, that now that he is not in absolute power, now he has remembered that, oh, this is such an injustice. Till now, Modi also did not do anything. Okay, so this is pure Muslim appeasement. There's nothing else in Waqf Act. Another criticism is lack of transparency. There have been allegations of corruption and lack of transparency in administration of Waqf Board and management of the Waqf properties. Obviously. Then, because see, if you are the judge, jury, and executor, definitely there is lack of transparency. There will always be lack of transparency. See, if you don't have to depend upon anyone, you are not answerable to the courts, you are not answerable to the government of that state or of the center, then there is lack of transparency, right? You will do whatever you like, and this is exactly what they are alleged to be doing. Then encroachment. There have been instances of encroachment on Waqf properties, which has led to disputes and controversies. So Waqf board always says that, this thing that you have built over there, actually that is Waqf property. You have encroached on my land, and that belongs to me, by the way. And then you have to prove it again to the Waqf tribunal that no, that land belonged to me, and that's why I constructed that thing over there, and that construction is also my property, by the way. You have to prove it to the Waqf board, Waqf tribunal. So now, encroachment allegations on Tamil Nadu Waqf Board. Tamil Nadu Waqf Board in September 2022 claimed that an entire village is Waqf property. Yes, this kind of claims are also there, and especially in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is a state which keeps talking about Dravidian politics. They keep dividing Indians, or especially Hindus, into north and south. That's the only state which does that. And that state actually spews this venom in all the other South Indian states. That Hindi are bad people, this is the north side people are bad. All this comes from Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has a party called as DMK. It talks about Dravidians. Okay, that Aryans are different. That is, North Indians are Aryans as per them, and South Indians are Dravidians as per them. Records say, DNA records say that our DNA is exactly the same. No one came from elsewhere. Everyone was born here on Mother India. And still, this DMK party, this party keeps spewing this venom. Then there is AIDMK, All India DMK. Okay, these two parties of Tamil Nadu, and that is why, see, Waqf Board in Tamil Nadu. See, somehow I have come to this belief that DMK hates Hindus. All this kind of comments that Sanatan is like a virus or whatever, that kind of comments come from Tamil Nadu only, thanks to DMK and AIDMK. Now, Waqf Board also. Tamil Nadu Waqf Board is at next level. It does not say that this land is mine or this building is mine. It says that this entire village is mine. Entire village. And most of that village's population is Hindu. Still, our entire village is mine. It did not stop at this. In September 2022, it claimed that this particular village is their property, that is Waqf property. The next year, I mean, just a couple of months later, in January 2023, they claimed that 50 plus acres of land in this particular village of Tamil Nadu is Waqf property. 50 plus acres of land, just like that. Then again, in August of the same year, they claimed that this particular village, that is also a Waqf property. So, Tamil Nadu has this problem thanks to DMK and AIDMK. But Waqf also, in general, Waqf is problematic. So this Waqf problem is not just in Tamil Nadu, but in Tamil Nadu, it is too much. Another state where this problem is too much is UP. Why UP? Because UP has a very sizable Muslim population. UP's Muslim population is that population which voted in favor of dividing India and creation of Pakistan. But most of them still stayed in India only. That is UP for you. So now in UP, what happens? So UP Waqf Board claims that a Shivalaya in Lucknow is actually Waqf property. Just like that, they just have to claim it. UP Waqf Board also claims that the place where Kashi Vishwanath Mandir, you might know it from the news channels as Gyanvapi Masjid, because they don't mention its Hindu name. Its Hindu name is Kashi Vishwanath Temple. So this Kashi Vishwanath Mandir, whatever place it is built on, they say that this is Waqf property. So the dispute is also this only, that was this temple demolished and then this Gyanvapi mosque was created. First of all, how can a mosque be having the name Gyanvapi? So there are a lot of claims. Now on this only Nupur Sharma incident happened, and since people supported Nupur Sharma, 3 people lost their lives. Now think about it, so much of politics has happened on it, and a major issue is about the possession of the land. Who possesses the land? So UP Waqf Board says that no, this land actually belongs to Waqf, so it's the Waqf property. So that's how it is, and I have given a little brief description, brief history of this, Kashi Vishwanath Mandir, how it was demolished multiple times by, and then finally it was demolished by Aurangzeb, and then this mosque was constructed. So this is what people believe. I'm saying this as per this source. Okay, I keep giving the sources as and when I move. Encroachment allegations by other Waqf. So only Tamil Nadu and UP are having problematic Waqf boards? No. Waqf board anywhere is a problem. Maharashtra Waqf Board, this year in May, they claimed land near Mahadev temple as Waqf property. This happened in Kolhapur, Maharashtra. Maharashtra is my state. I am from Pune, Maharashtra. Haryana Waqf Board, they claimed that a Gurudwara land in this village is Waqf property. Gujarat Waqf Board went to next level. Gujarat Waqf Board said that, Surat Municipal Corporation's headquarters is Waqf property. Or it's a government building. And you will still call it a Waqf property. See, what is the way of doing this? I'll tell you. I don't want to use the word modus operandi, but what usually happens, I'll tell you. See, there is a flat land, no one is there, okay, maybe somebody's farm. Then there is one mazar. That means when somebody dies and their dead body is buried in the soil, that is called as mazar. Okay, so suddenly a mazar comes, then some people keep coming there for offering prayer or namaz, and then the waqf can at any time say that, see, for a few years, I have been observing that Muslim population is offering namaz over there, so that is a pious land, so that's our property. One such claim happened on a flyover. So there was a mazar on a flyover, and they said that, this mazar is so many years old, this and that. And then finally people said, boss, this flyover was established in 2010. How can this mazar be older than that? Right? So this is the kind of claims that are coming up from the Waqf boards across India. Across India. Sunni Waqf Board, that means the Central Council, is pursuing a legal battle against Archaeological Survey of India, saying that Taj Mahal is also a Waqf property. All this can really happen only in India. I don't think in any other country, including Islamic countries, this is possible. So the sources are mentioned over here. Okay. Then Waqf Board is the third largest landowner in India. So according to a joint parliamentary committee report headed by K. Rahman Khan, he is also Muslim. In 2009, Waqf Board has 4 lakh registered properties and 6 lakh acres of land. So this was as of 2009. Today, if you ask me, in this video only, it is said that today it is 8 lakh acres of land. Waqf owners today are India's largest urban landlords. Urban landlords. See, landlord system itself was abolished, and thanks to Congress. Congress only abolished it. Very nice. This is a good thing that they did. But the Waqf Board is being called as largest urban landlords of India. Who is saying it? A leftist news portal. Print is a leftist media channel. Print is saying this. Okay. And Print also said, by the way, I did not mention it over here. Print also says that if you are India's largest urban landlords, and still there was one report that, the socio-economic condition of Muslims is even lower than that of scheduled castes. So if you are the largest urban landlords of India, then probably that benefit is not getting transferred to the actual Muslims, the common Muslims. So that question was asked by Print, a leftist news channel, who normally, leftist people normally go for, Muslims, they have a lot of affinity for Muslims. Still, even that portal says this. They don't know, what are you doing then? I mean, what are you doing with all this land? In September 2022, AAP MLA Amatullah Khan. Now, this Amatullah Khan was also, alleged about Delhi Roids. Okay. This guy is Delhi Waqf Board's chairman. Aam Aadmi Party did not pick any Muslim from the road. Okay. He was not an Aam Muslim. Bhale, the party's name is Aam Aadmi Party, but they did not pick any random Muslim. No. They had to pick a Muslim who is the chairman of the Delhi Waqf Board. And then he became the MLA. of Delhi through Aam Aadmi Party. Okay, now he was arrested on alleged misappropriation of Waqf funds and other irregularities. Who is saying this? Print is saying this. And basically, Print's question was this only, that unless there is corruption, how else can you justify that you are the largest urban landlords and still the condition of Muslims is even worse than the condition of scheduled castes of India? How is that possible? If it is true, then how is this possible? Now, in February 2023, the center seized 123 Waqf properties. So, this keeps happening. Ever since Modi came into power, we are hoping that these situations might change. But Modi only throws one stone, or maybe walks one step ahead and takes two steps back. This is how Modi is doing. Since last 10 years, this is how Modi has been doing. Okay, he does one good thing and then he takes two steps back. So many Islamic countries also don't have Waqf boards. So this is also, I'm giving the source. Okay, and all these are reputed. See, Egypt is that country which wanted to be the leader of Muslims. Now Saudi Arabia and Iran, they did not allow this to happen, or they took the center stage somehow. But Egypt also had those ambitions. Turkey has these ambitions after Erdogan came to power. So both these countries are those countries who want to be the leaders of Islamic world. And even in these countries, there is no concept of Waqf board, or at least the government does not legitimize it. But secular India has to do it. How is Modi Sarkar willing to change this? So I told you already that these are the things that Modi Sarkar is doing. 40 amendments are there, out of which notable amendments are only these: that there should be mandatory verification of every property that Waqf board claims. Then district magistrate should be included in the Waqf board's work. Older disputed properties can also be contested again, and women representation should be there in Waqf boards. Now, what is our responsibility as citizens? So first of all, if you didn't know anything about Waqf, then please be aware of a few things. I'm not saying I'm all aware. I also don't know about a lot of things, but let's help each other. Let us at least start discussing about it. It does affect us. We should share this information. I'm not saying you spread my video, spread anybody's video, but talk on this here, talk on Waqf. This is an important thing that is happening. Now keep pressure on Modi. Now Modi did not utter a single word about this Waqf Act in his first two terms. In both the terms, we gave him absolute majority, and Modi did not even utter a single word about Waqf. Why? Because unless there is a threat to any politician doesn't act. Even you and me, unless there is a threat, unless there is an exam, we don't study, right? I'm not saying Modi is a bad person. I'm just saying this is human psychology. If you keep voting the same party over and over and over again just because you're a Hindu, why will that party not take you for granted? And they have started to take us for granted. 33% means one third of the Labhartis of this house yojana, whatever Modi is doing, that every citizen in India should be having a house. 33% of them are Muslims. And even as per 2011 census also, Muslim population in India should be 14%. Now Modi has not released the census data in 2021, but let us assume that Muslim population must be around 15-17%. Chalo 20% yaar. Still, how can they get 33% housings in your scheme? So your Labhartis in that particular scheme, or most of the Modi schemes, the Labhartis are mostly Muslims. How is that possible? Basically, you are trying to reach out to them so that you want Congress Mukta Bharat, and that's why the Congress's vote bank, that is Muslims, have to be lured in your favor, and you think that Hindus will always keep voting you. So you are doing nothing for the Hindus, and your attracting the other vote banks so that you can achieve your target of Congress Mukta Bharat. I'm not saying Modi is wrong. He is a politician. It's his work. BJP's work is this. There is nothing wrong that BJP is doing, but it is going against our interests. So we should not be taken for granted. Sometimes, at least in small elections, let BJP lose na yaar. The world won't fall apart if BJP loses. This time there will be Maharashtra elections. I'm going to vote for Congress. I'm going to ensure, means I'll try. One vote, how much it will matter, I don't know. But at least I'm not voting for BJP. I mean, it must be probably the first time in my lifetime that I'm voting for Congress, but I'll still vote for anyone who can take down BJP. Let BJP fall a few times. They do a better work as an opposition, by the way. You have to put any party in opposition. The next point is about this only. Keep pressure on them. Whenever people are in opposition, they really speak about you. This Rahul Gandhi is now speaking about the common people. Why? Because he is in opposition. The moment he becomes the prime minister, he'll stop talking. So give them the taste of sitting in the opposition. They behave well. Spare the stick, spoil the child. And you have spared the stick for Modi for very, very long. So don't spare that stick. Let him sit in the opposition for a while. Nothing wrong about it. Let BJP sit in the opposition. Let Congress also go there. After 5 years, take them down, put BJP again. You have to keep shuffling. And besides, don't give absolute majority to people. For 10 years, we gave absolute majority. Modi did not do anything for Indians, means normal, non-Muslim Indians. He is thinking about all these things. He says about Mangal Sutra, this, that, because the first phase of elections did not go as per his plan. That's why he became ultra Hindu. Otherwise, he had no intention of doing that. And now that he is not in absolute power, now see, he will become more and more Hindu. Even Congress, when it is losing, Rahul Gandhi shows his Janev and says, "Main to Janevdhari Brahman hu. I am a Hindu." They have to do it if they are in the opposition. So they should be given the taste of opposition. Now Rahul Gandhi is not going to Bangkok. Now Rahul Gandhi walks for 4 months in Bharat Jodo Yatra, 4,000 kilometers. He walks for 20 to 25 kilometers every single day for 4 months to cover 4,000 kilometers from Kanyakumari to Kashmir in Bharat Jodo Yatra 1. And then he does another Bharat Jodo Yatra from east to west in Bharat Jodo Yatra 2. He speaks to common men, he speaks to mechanic, he speaks to all common men. Why? Because he's not in power. The moment he comes into power, he'll be a Shahzada again, just like Modi is a Shahzada now. Finally, I'll say that support parties like Ekam Sanatan Bharat. I have given a link over here. They have Sapta Siddhanta. One of the Sapta Siddhanta is to identify what is minority. The Constitution of India should define that minority is what. Now you are calling Muslims as minority, but you don't treat Jains as minorities, which are even smaller. These Jews, Parsis, Sikhs, all these people are actual minorities of India, and Muslim population, even as per 2011 census, is like 14%. Now they must be like 20%, but still we are calling them as minority. Why do we call them as a minority? And why such Waqf Act and all these things have to happen? Why does a minority ayog has to be there which serves only one particular majhab? They should actually be serving Sikhs, even Christians, Jews, Parsis. You know, these people actually, Jains, all of them are actually minorities. Minority ayog should be for them, no? Minority ministry should be for them and not for the Muslims. They are the second largest majority in India. So that is it. And even for Ekam Sanatan Bharat also, they are very, very receptive. Speak to them. They'll listen to you. Guide them. Every party requires guidance. Guide them. Tell them what can be done. They are receptive people. I hope that they will listen and give more strength to the parties which don't shy away from mentioning Sanatan or Hindu in their name. Bharatiya Janata Party does not mention Hindu, does not mention Sanatan, nothing. Indian National Congress does not mention Hindu, does not mention Sanatan. Why are we still voting for these two parties? Muslims vote for MIM or AIMIM, which has Musalman and everything about Muslims. And if there can be a party which speaks about Muslim and Islam, why can't there be a party which speaks about Hindu and Sanatan? Why can't there be a party which speaks about Christians? Why can't there be a party which speaks about Jews? If we are a multi-party democracy, then why only one madhab has madhab related parties? Why can't Hindu people also have a Hindu party like Ekam Sanatan Bharat? It speaks about Sanatan. Nothing is wrong about being communal. Hating other community might be bad, but loving your own community is not wrong. So that is what was the long and short of this video. I hope you understood everything about Waqf. Now put pressure on Modi that these are very too little and too late. So at least now don't come back from this, just like farm laws. You will run this for a year or so, or maybe 2 years, and after all those andolans and after all those road blockages, you will say, "Arey, mere tapasya mein kuch to kami rahi gayi. I'm taking it back." Put some pressure on Modi this time, okay, so that he does not turn his back once again. Until next time, Jai Shri Ram. ये है अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव।